I can get used to this.
Finally, out the house in time for me. Oh.
Hey guys!
Hey!
Welcome to episode number 7. Wow. Lucky number 7. By the way, I didn't mean to, well anyone up with this intro. It was just a little story to be told, which is going to be our today's video, which is a bit more of a review. The things we enjoyed, the things we didn't enjoy as much. And it's not that I'm sad that Layla is going to work. It's more like we did have extra time together and we thoroughly enjoyed that.
I gotta say,
We did. We
loved
did.
it. Really enjoyed
That
it.
extra time. But more on that later. I guess self-isolation no longer. You went back to work this week.
I did, the first time on Monday morning. It was quite weird at the start. The trams were still quiet, and when I came back as well, no, that's a lie.
Was it empty?
Because I walked back.
Yeah, that's right. You did walk back. By the way, when she did walk back, she did drop me a text quickly, so I gave her a FaceTime so she could show me, and you guys therefore, what it looked like in town. Here's how that looked. Hello. Where are you?
I am heading towards Central. Look how dead it is. Ready?
Wow.
Full.
Hardly. Seems pretty quiet.
Oh, I see 2 bicycles.
how dare they? Alright.
But no, it is exactly 8:43 in the morning, and yeah, it is quiet.
Looking.
Cars on the road, but people out. No.
Guess you're on your way home. It looks quite nice. Nicer than expected.
I know, right? So I thought I'm going to walk home instead of catch the tram.
Perfect. Get your active rings closed.
No, I've been slacking, man. Need to get them active rings closed.
Alright, perfect. See you in a bit. Alright, bye. So, yeah, as you saw, not many people in town despite the beautiful weather then.
And that was like a rush hour as well.
Yeah, that was rush hour.
Yeah.
So how was it for you being face-to-face in contact with customers for the first time in, what was it, 2 months now?
2 months, yeah. We worked out as exactly 2 months, and the first thing I wanted to do was just give my customer a cuddle. But it was like the 2 meter distance, so it was like, oh, here's like an air cuddle. Like, it was really weird to try and keep that 2 meter distance. Obviously, we did. It was overall, it was good to see my customers.
Yeah,
I gotta say, and social contact to see someone face to face again. It's nice.
Yeah. What else went down? Well, we did go and see some friends for the first time, which was really good. Again, we kept the distance and everything, which again was weird, especially it being such close friends.
Yeah.
But we did slowly but surely start to get out of the self-isolation. We will take it step by step. Also, I booked my first hairdresser appointment because this bush is about to leave me. Not that it's terrible, but it's just starting to get annoying. So yeah, step by step. And I think, my opinion, we should also, given the government allows these moves, once the slowly reopening happens, I think we should also slowly go with the flow, because the longer we wait and keep ourselves in our bubble, the more difficult it will be for us to go out. So if you do go step by step, drip by drip, and getting used to these things again, I think would help psychologically. Like, I know the physiological aspect is one thing, and we want to make sure we obey the rules, safety measures, etc. But psychologically, I think it would be important that at some point we get ourselves out.
Correct.
And be in social contact. Again, I think that's very important. One thing we wanted to do today, since this is the last self-isolation video as such, it's not the last video of us, it's the last self-isolation video because we can't call it self-isolation no longer.
Because we're slowly out and about now.
Yeah. So for us, we wanted to take that opportunity to kind of take a quick review and look at things that we enjoyed, that we liked, things that we didn't enjoy, that we didn't like. Some of them might be quite obvious, but we nevertheless thought we'll share these with you. Maybe that there's a couple of learnings that we can take from what we just went through. So here are a few things that we want to look back to. Before we get there, just as a bit of a review, I have 2 comparison clips. We did go shopping today in one of the busiest shopping centers of all, Switzerland. And I have a before clip, which was shot a couple of weeks back, and I have an after clip from today. So have a look.
Never thought I would see the busiest, or one of the busiest shopping centers in the world that empty. So a couple of weeks later, feels a little different.
So that was a quick comparison. It was only short, but it was quite the difference. I'm not sure the video conveyed what it really felt like, but
Yeah, from one week, everything being, well, most things being shut and hardly any people, comparing today where we went to get our groceries, it felt like just rammed.
Yeah.
It felt weird.
this is not the last phase as well
No,
from lockdown. I mean, this is pretty much the biggest phase. Restaurants reopen, bars reopen, shops reopen. Every, obviously, industry with their own safety measures. But yeah, it was crazy. It was like normal again, almost. Let's take a quick look back on the things that we did enjoy, that we didn't enjoy. I'd like to start with the things that we didn't enjoy because I'd like to finish off with the positive.
Okay.
So, what is the thing, or what are the things that you didn't enjoy?
I didn't enjoy not seeing our friends and family. Well, my family is back in England. We did do more FaceTimes, but that's positive. I'll save that afterwards. The negatives, yeah, for example, your dad, your auntie, we couldn't go and see them, or we couldn't invite them over.
Yeah.
And we're quite social people as well. Twice a week we always go out and see our friends, we watch the football together, and yeah, it was social contact. I seriously missed the social contact.
Yeah.
That was one for me.
Yeah, definitely. I would just agree with that because I think I didn't miss much. For me personally, I still worked. So I was still fortunate enough to have work, to be working full time, just from home. I didn't really struggle. Yes, I did struggle not being out. But the first and foremost was definitely not being able to hang out with friends and family. I think slowly but surely we can make these steps like we just did, which is great. That was such a relief. But I do think that's the biggest burden I had over all this time. Otherwise I didn't feel that bad.
I actually have another one. We always, well, not always, throughout the week we used to go out for a little coffee together, a little beer together.
I thought we don't drink in the week.
We actually don't drink in the week, but on the weekends, I miss that as well.
I think that's because we're quite outdoorsy people as well. The second one relates to my work. My work was great, but when I give customer trainings, I'm usually face to face with them. I love to interact, I love to get them involved, and it's all possible online, but it is very different, I think. And I'm not used to staring into a computer all day. So to anyone out there watching this, working a full-time job in the office, I'm sure you get used to it somehow. I don't think I could. I need to be out and about. But yeah, I definitely miss that direct customer contact. Can't wait for that to come back, really. And you are probably happy for it to be back.
Oh yeah, it's funny because I actually totally agree with Mark on this one. I miss the social contact with my customers as well, because the personal training, everything had to be online. I love teaching group classes and the energy that the participants have and bring to the room. Oh gosh, I miss it. And also the same with personal trainings.
Yeah.
Obviously when you do it online, you still got a nice positive vibe, but for me, you can't beat being in the same room as someone, that physical, that contact, and seeing droplets of sweat from my customers. I can't see it through the camera.
Yeah, it's definitely a different energy. We need social belonging. Yeah. Video number 1, Maslow pyramid. I have one as well. It is a negative that evolved over the past 8 weeks, and that's just the consciousness, is that a word? Consciousness? Yes, consciousness about when you go out. I don't want to feel bad for being out, and I have the couple of times, and like now that we went out to see our friends, the first time going to the main station, it felt good to be out, but it felt wrong, and I don't want to feel this way. I don't want to feel like I have to look over my shoulder and, oh, is there a policeman about to ask me, like, what are you doing out? Even though we were totally fine to be out, but we were also asked to obviously stay. But apart from that, I don't have many negatives. There's a lot of positives. If we do learn from these lessons, I guess.
Yes.
So tell me, positive.
So one positive I actually did notice, people had to put the brakes on. Okay, and this means that you actually have a little bit of time for yourself to recover and to relax and have time for yourself. A lot of people these days, in my opinion, they're so busy with work and traveling, and when you've got holidays you should go away somewhere. Sometimes it's just nice just to, okay, you put the brakes on and just enjoy your surroundings, explore your own country, or relax at the weekend instead of having a full program at the weekend. Actually enjoy that free time.
I call it deceleration, just slow it down. And one way to realize how much that worked is just ask yourself how long it felt these 8 weeks like went by. For me, it felt like forever.
Yeah.
Right? And that's only because we took the foot off the gas. We didn't have back to back to back to back program.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I am looking forward to some busyness, I guess, and to do some stuff. But I'm also a little conscious, a little dreading of just rushing back into, and like I've not learned anything from it. Right?
Yeah.
So I like that point. I call it deceleration, just to take the foot off the gas. It was also a good time to, reevaluate what is important and what isn't, what you need and what you don't. So as you know from previous videos, we hate food waste, and I think we've come up with a pretty great system to shop, right? Pretty efficiently. So to make shopping very efficient, to not spend too much time in the shops because you only have limited number of people, we had like a weekly system going. So we wrote down what we want to eat the next week.
Just the evening meals.
Yeah, just the evening meals. What we want to eat. So we have to, we can avoid going to the shop every day, which is something that we were more or less used to.
Oh yeah, before the isolation, we used to go to the shop every day just to quickly get some chicken or something, or quickly get some fresh veg.
I don't think I can like hold on to the whole weekly shopping. It's just not. It's just not for me. A big day going shopping, that just gives me a rash even thinking about it.
It stresses me out, to be honest.
But the idea of writing meals down and shopping accordingly, that I want to keep on.
Yeah.
Maybe not on a weekly basis, maybe on a 2 to 3 day basis.
Yeah.
Always depending on what you have in the fridge, no food waste. Create menus. And another positive that is in the same bracket is because you write down what you want to cook, you also take into consideration, what did I previously cook? Because I want to cook something new, I want to explore. And often, I think, when you have to be quick, you cook the stuff that are a safe bet.
Yeah.
Stuff that you know how to do it, snap, bang, done.
Exactly.
It's where, I'm just talking for the two of us, but we love to explore different food. So we keep writing down all these meals, and we have been ever since. It started to make shopping efficiently, but for me it also lent into, hang on, I have a chance here to write down different things, different menus, to cook, and therefore shop accordingly, and also always according to or dependent on what's in the fridge.
Correct. Another positive for me was actually having Mark home a little bit longer throughout the week. It's been lovely. We've really thoroughly enjoyed spending time together.
Yeah.
And because normally you're away a lot with work.
A lot. Anyway, a lot away, for work.
But yeah, a little bit of selfish time with Mark.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I would have mentioned that as well, 100%, because
yeah.
Yeah, we thoroughly have enjoyed. You know, it's crazy because it's sad when I read the news and see that domestic violence rate has gone through the roof in so many countries. I hear people say like, oh, I'd love to get out of the house and, you know, can't be bothered to spend all this time together. I think we thoroughly made the most of it because, and this might sound a bit wrong for all the casualties, like fatalities and whatever, but we will never be ever given that amount of time together.
No.
We won't. So we made sure, knowing that, full well knowing that we will enjoy this time together. And maybe this is something for anyone out there listening, maybe a bit of a boost to say like, hey, you know what, this guy's actually right. You will probably not be gifted that amount of time with your partner, with your children or whatever. So that we definitely took advantage of. The one thing that we did learn on this path, let's say, is downtime is still necessary. I did hear a lot of people saying like, yeah, I'm missing that, you know, the drive home from work on the train or in the car, and, you know, processing what went on at work. You're at work, turn around, and then you've got your private life.
Yeah.
You don't have a break in between. And I think we did that pretty well.
Yeah.
We started to implement like downtimes. You like your programs, your TV programs.
Coronation Street, Emmerdale, all the way with my Yorkshire tea.
Yeah.
And also a little downtime that I had as well, because if I have customers in town and I come home, again, like you said, the drive home, I was on the tram, so at least 20 minutes, that was my downtime. What I did after my online customers, I just stayed downstairs in my little garage and just looking through the news and just having a little bit of time
Flick
to
through
myself.
social media.
Maybe.
Bit of nosiness.
Oh yeah.
It's a nosy one here, this one. A noisy and a nosy one.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. Another positive I think I'm going to give you the lead way here is obviously how we improved being in touch with our families.
Exactly. For example, all of my family is abroad, back in England, and we've been FaceTiming them, once every week, once every 2 weeks?
I'd say 10 to 14 day rhythm.
And that's more than we did before the isolation. It's nice. And then we FaceTime your mum as well.
She lives in England as well. Hi, Mum.
I'm on camera, Mum.
Yeah.
No, that's been nice. That's been more on a regular basis now. I kind of don't want that to go down.
No.
I'd like to keep that up.
It's tragic it took this, but we should make sure we keep that up.
100%.
Right? And also, another thing, now that we've learned, so we said the saddest thing that we've had was not to be able to see our friends, not to be able to see our family. Maybe just learn from this and plan it more often.
Yeah.
To see them, physically see them and be with them and spend time with them.
Write it down.
Another thing.
Write it down.
Another thing that
In the calendar.
Another thing that we've practiced a lot, writing things down. That bloody whiteboard went out of control with to-do lists. It's no. But yeah, there's a lot of positives that we take from it, and I think and I hope we will learn from this, acting more responsibly for, let's say, yourself, you know, how you feel, and maybe that foot off the gas is actually a good thing for the environment as well, maybe. And also, I think I said it in the last video, traveling your own country in the meantime. Not that we don't want to have you here, please come here and visit us, but I think this year in particular, you and I were super excited with doing something that we wanted to do. We're going to go camping a few times in Switzerland. Going to be adventurous. It's going to be documented for sure.
Definitely.
It's just important to take these lessons and learn from them. And this is where writing things down comes in very, very practically. Pen to paper, I would say. So I guess that's it from self-isolation. Next week, sorry,
I was about to say, because we actually have a FaceTime with my parents and my sister.
Yeah, we're about to have a FaceTime. Since we can't call it self-isolation anymore, we're going to wrap this up here. This was self-isolation, week 1 to 7. Next week, we're going to give you a bit of a behind the scenes.
Oh God, I'm dreading it.
It's going to be funny. gonna call it a bloopers week. So yeah, the camera was rolling a lot, and there's a lot of swearing, emptiness, and laughing. And why not share it with you? It's a little bit of behind the scenes to wrap this whole self-isolation up. And from that point on forward, we would still like to contribute with different videos. However, we would like to deep dive a little bit more.
Yeah, so specific topics, for example, plant-based eating, you want to do...
I want to address a bit of, like, now that we're going into normalization, really, I'd like to address the topic of stress, how, you know, to potentially avoid being stressed with prioritization. There we go. It's a tongue twister for you. And maybe you can link this in with the topic of motivation. So anything from what could help you in your day-to-day life, if you will, be it from fitness, be it from anything that I can contribute. We'd like to deep dive because we now just scratched the surface a little bit. We always mentioned a couple of topics, but we never really went into it.
Yeah, so now we're going to each week deep dive
into a specific topic. So that's it from self-isolation. You shall see us next week, and you shall see a lot of funny bits from us next week. It's gonna be funny, it's gonna be good. All right, now we have to wrap it up because we do